Hello everyone, I'm Enero and now I'm going to discuss about the DICT roadmap. In our country, the Department of Information and Communication Technology, or the DICT, has formulated a roadmap to guide all agencies in the utilization, regulation, and enhancement of ICT. So in here, the DICT, they provides facilities, including policies and guidelines, and training as well, especially to those professionals, for example, teachers, for them to improve their skills in ICT and enhance ICT as well. So, the DICT for Education, or what we so-called ICT4E, is a program under the DICT that supports all the efforts of the education sector in incorporating the use of ICT as well as in determining and gaining access to the infrastructure which are necessary to use and deploy learning technologies at all levels of education. So, kaning program, it is really helpful, no? We all know that from basic education, particularly from kindergarten, ang technology is ginagamit na. 'Di ba? So, from kindergarten up to college na ng technology. So, it provides infrastructure like hardware such as computers, mobile phone, laptop, projector, and many more, as well as software that enhances teaching and learning. So, kaning ICT4E program, it really provides unique opportunities, no, to every levels of education. So, through aning project, it will help students, to help the learners to for the better understanding and for a better learning. So, there are projects implemented by the government. Among the policy recommended programs that have applications to education, teaching, learning are, number one, we have ICT in Education Master Plan for all levels, including a national roadmap for faculty development in ICT in education. A national framework plan for ICTs in basic education was developed. So, kaning program, it aims to provide trainings and seminars to all teachers nga nagamit og ICT, or shall we say who should be using ICT in education. So, kaning faculty development, it is not selective of age, as long as you can and you have the capability to teach, and also si teacher maka-provide of innovation sa school, diba? Then he or she can have training for this. So another one, we have content and application development through the Open Content and Education Initiative, or what we so called as OCEI, which converts ed materials into interactive multimedia content. Develop applications used in schools and conduct students and teachers competitions to promote the development of education-related web content. So, kaninga program, it is a really nice program, no? And all essential at the same time, because it converts deep ed materials into interactive multimedia content. And through aning interactive multimedia content, the student will be able to listen, watch, and see, and it gives them motivation and attention as well, diba? So, unlike sa traditional ways of teaching, more on written or visual aids lang, which is, ang ilang makita is, it's just a visuals lang. So, if the teacher will use aning interactive multimedia content, then it will provide diba, much better, because it will provide better understanding, and learning sa mga students. So, another one, we have number 3, we have FedNet, is a walled garden that hosts educational learning and teaching materials and applications for use by Filipino students, their parents, and teachers. All public high schools will be part of this network with only DepEd approved multimedia applications, materials, and mirrored internet sites accessible from school PCs. So, kani nga program pod, it provides better communication to teachers, students, and parents, which is importante gid siya sa kaning tulo, because it is a way for parents para ma-monitor ilang children's progress or learning or behavior as well, diba? So through the use of this multimedia application, naanay communication between these 3 stakeholders, diba? And then also kani pong DepEd approved multimedia applications, kani po siya is helpful po ni siya, no, sa school and also to students, because for example, you have your computer lab in your school and there is a specific, so kaning DepEd approved there, for example, there is a kanang specific lang na multimedia app ang gamiton sa kanang computer lab, which is if Google products lang ang gina-approvehan sa DepEd, so Google products lang yun ang mga gamiton. So another one, we have number 4, establish community e-learning centers called Eskwela for out-of-school youth, or what we so-called as OSY, providing them with ICT-enhanced alternative education opportunities. So kanipod siya nga program, it is really nice program po because it gives opportunity sa mga to those people whom we consider as out-of-school youth, like kaning sa ALS or alternative learning system, diba? Since we are in a Department of Education, so the use of ICT is not only di lang kay nag-provide siya sa kanang mga regular students from state universities and colleges, but also to those kanang out-of-school youth like ALS, diba? So, mo to siya. Then next, we have equality program for tertiary education through partnerships with state universities and colleges, SUCs, to improve quality of IT education and the use of ICT in education in the country, particularly outside Metro Manila. So, kanipod siya nga program is really, this is a really nice program, no? Because dili lang siya ga-cater in universities and colleges sa Metro Manila, but also it also focuses outside Metro Manila, particularly in Visayas and Mindanao, diba? Right? Which is great because we have the kanang we get to partner with the state universities and colleges, diba? To kanang para ma-improve ang quality sa IT. We all know that here sa atong in Mindanao and Visayas, there are a lot of kanang experts, diba, in ICT. So and also kani siya nga program, it is a kanang really helpful pod siya for us to be updated in latest technologies and the use of technologies, diba, as well. So next, we have the Digital Media Arts program, which builds digital media skills for government using open source technologies. Particular beneficiary agencies include the Philippine Information Agency and the other government media organizations, the Cultural Center of the Philippines, National Commission for Culture and Arts, and other government art agencies, state universities and colleges, and local government units. So this is very important program. The open source technologies were published and made available to the public. Diba? That would help in improving and enhancing in computer literacy of the people nga involved ani nga particular departments, nga involved ani nga agencies, different agencies. So next we have the ICT strategic plan, which develops an inter-agency approach to identifying strategic and policy and program recommendations to address ICT skills demand supply type. So, it is good, no, that there is ICT skills strategic plan, diba? Where, ang ilang ginaano, because where it help us to address our problems in ICT. For example, maybe in the ICT skills for teachers, of teachers, or faculty, and or the students, diba? For them to establish for them to know and to establish programs to the users, and para pod sa to help to improve pod sa kaning ICT sa ICT. So and also for the to para pod sa skills and to kanang mahasa, diba, sa ICT. So, all 7 programs were guided by the roadmap that embeds policy statements that relate to education, specifically in the enhancement of human development for teaching and learning. So, that's all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, guys.